Hi, how the devil are you? I'm sorry I'm late. It's been a very, very busy day here at Let Women Speak headquarters. Like crazy busy. Let me just tell you about your stores. Look, this is how we do it. This is why we do it. This is how we do it. We do it so that as many people as possible understand the risk that women face and the sterilization of children. And how we fund it is like this. And my God, do we make a difference? And nowhere more than Australia, because my massive, great big rabid obsessed friends called left wing feminists. I mean, they call themselves that. I don't think they are, but they call themselves that. They have been on the on the attacking end for quite some time, and they were very vicious about what on earth did I think I could possibly do in Australia. And look, they're not alone. There's many people that think that what I do is and I find it quite, although it is most of my waking hours where I'm not with my family, I am doing this. And it is constant, and that's what it takes. And I don't just talk to people. This is not what I do. This is not about having friendly chats and chatting to people and being invited to nice lunches and dinners and parties and extra special celebrations and being in the acceptable face crew. That's never been something that I've been able to be brought into the fold, and I'm very lucky for it. But the way I do this is actually grabbing people by the scruff of the neck and asking them why they don't know about this and making sure that they do. And there are many ways of doing activism, and this is the way I do it, and this works best for me. And as far as I'm concerned, there are more people peaked throughout the world because of it. Because what we do here is we don't complain, we campaign. We don't talk about balance and rubbish. We talk with our hearts and emotion, and we talk about real issues that face people. It's not an ethereal concept. It is not some sort of exercise. I don't have a penis. I don't know what it's like to have a penis. And therefore, I don't think I can speak for men. And I don't think any man genuinely understands what it's like for women, which is why when we speak about this stuff, we're not talking just about bad men. We're talking about the visceral understanding of what it feels like when a man looks at you just for too long and what we know and how it makes us feel. And it's almost so intangible to describe that. It's so unrelatable unless you felt it, that no man genuinely understands what it is that we're going through. And I'm grateful for those that speak up, but no man understands exactly what we're going through. And the way that I fund everything I do is with things like this.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Got yourself an earworm? I do love that. So that's how we do it here. We don't ask for donations. I'm happy to take them. I'm not an idiot. I'm happy to take your money. But I would much rather that you join in, that you put some of these up, that you genuinely understand how it feels to kind of a little bit himself, or buy one of my incredibly wonderful bits of merchandise that helps fund us. Because look, there are very many people that are wealthy. The majority of them happen to be on the other side of this debate. In fact, probably every last one of them is on the other side of this debate. And what you'll find on the other side of this debate are massive, great big tax breaks, and an army of lawyers, not scrimping and scraping, not trying to make sure that every single thing that they do is stretched as far as humanly possible, which is what we have to do here. We have to look at, even little things like, do we need those different email addresses? Is that utterly essential to running this? Because every single penny that gets pulled out of the merchandise really does have to go into very clever spending so that as many people as possible can hear about it. One of the one of the other ways we make sure our message gets across is with little things like this. I'm telling you, we are bloody global. There is. I'm gonna talk to you about what I believe we do here and why we're so important and powerful and have the capacity to absolutely 100% change the world. And I don't just like we may start with this issue. We may start with single issue, but what we are actually doing with this single issue is we are forging ahead and bringing together a global constituency of women. And once we've done that, who knows what problems we can't solve? Because I think there is a distinct lacking in community, and especially the community of women. And my God, have I been on this sharp end of that? But it's just so wonderful. We really are global. We are far and wide, and yet we are so close. Jams. And that is a wonderful Selene who helps me with that particular bit of content. Um, so I just want to talk about what good lies do. And this whole thing is lies. Like, that's why I think anything resonates here because everything else is lies. It's a lie that a child can change sex, it's lies that we're telling children. You know, like when you're little and your parents would say, and I'm sure you say it, children, like, I can deal with anything, but I can't deal with lies. I can't deal with dishonesty. You can't solve anything when you start on a foundation of lies. If you build your house upon the sand, there's nothing that you can do with that. And so the lies that have been told about me throughout this campaign started, with trans activist Susie Green started by reporting me to the police back in 2017. The lies about me told by Women's Place and supposed academics like Jane Clare Jones, like Jean Hatchett, like I can't think, so many irrelevant names, like Jane Egerton, who is a BBC producer. Uh, all these women, like some randoms in Australia who drink a little bit too much. Uh, all of these women have told lies in order to discredit me. I don't know what for. Uh, I think what they want is they want us to lose, and so they tell lies about people. They make up fabrications about people. They tell women who've lost their children to this cult that actually they can't possibly stand on the same side as them because those women breathe the same air as somebody who voted for Trump. You know, that sort of stuff. So those lies have been told about me. And then whopping great big lies have been told about me. Namely that I am connected to Nazis down in Australia or globally, actually. And John Pasuto now is going to find out to his cost what happens when you tell whopping great big lies about me. The Independent newspaper told lies about me, and they had to cough up and apologize about those lies. And the Liberal Party in Australia, and ABC in Australia, which is like the BBC in Australia, and the media in New Zealand. And one by one, those people will find out what happens when you lie about someone. Now, you can be clever about your lies and you just can create something which makes people afraid, which makes people untouchable. And you can do that quite easily. I could do it by saying that somebody is a paedophile apologist, for example. Now that's very different. That what that will say, that person doesn't mind kids being raped. But what you could do is you could make a tangible case for why somebody is a paedophile apologist. But you really what you're actually saying is that person is a paedophile. And so that's what you can do. So you can say somebody has associations with, except you can't. You might think you can, but you actually can't. Because associations with means in most people, in a rational, reasonable person's head, an association means a genuine connection, an agreement. That's what it means. It doesn't just mean that you are associated, as in you once queued in the same post office as somebody. And so, what those lies do, right? basically, which is what I talked about on Sky News Australia last night, if you're in Australia. What those things do is they discredit someone, they dehumanize someone, they make their life far more dangerous, far more vulnerable. And it's not just my life, actually, it's the lives of every woman that stands beside me, every woman that just attends the event. They don't even have to like me. They might even say caveats like, "Oh, I don't agree with her politics," but because let's face it, nobody really knows what my politics are because I don't discuss them. My politics are pretty much straight down the middle, mainstream. I want children to be able to go to a school where there's discipline and they actually come out with an education. Those sort of extremist views that actually I think working people deserve a wage that affords them a mortgage payment in an area where they don't mind actually living. I think that work should pay. Those extreme views that I have that some people don't agree with. But what happens when rabid, mad TRAs make up lies about me, and then feminists, so-called feminists, then say those same things about me, and then serious politicians say those same things about me? It means things like maybe when I put an application in for a political party that it takes a little bit longer than it should. It means that people who feel slightly aggrieved by me having an actual opinion on women's rights, that I am ripe to be mobbed because it's, when a serious politician says something about you, it is common that people think that they actually have some basis, some fact, some justification for saying terrible things about someone because they have an army of people around them to tell them whether or not the things that they're about to say, the very, very dangerous things they're about to say about somebody, are true. And so that's the culture. And what happened when I was mobbed in New Zealand is all those women that had repeatedly, in the few months before and the years beforehand, had said that I was far right, white supremacist, Nazi adjacent. Those women suddenly said, "Oh no, we never said that. We didn't say that. No, 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 no. We said that she probably, we sort of said that she might be. We said that one day she said something about someone that said something about someone." And they all totally backtracked. And the same when Strudwick basically said that I had orchestrated a Nazi salute. They all distanced themselves then too. But we all know what you did, girls. All of us know what you did and what you continue to do. It's fine. Because apparently, once I finish with Australia and New Zealand, I may well have some super deep pockets. So I'm just saying, when you lie about someone, when you make them depersoned, when you dehumanize them, when you set somebody up as your monster, you'll do it to Julia. When you do that, don't be surprised when there are consequences, because there will be consequences. I'm absolutely pig sick of people thinking it's all right to piggyback upon my shoulders and at the same time pretend that they don't think I really do anything. It's just going to stop. Because I don't do that. I've never asked anybody to stand upon their shoulders. I've never done it. I've never piggybacked on the success of anybody else. I've never pretended that I'm on the same side as women who I can't stand. I will fight for their rights, but I'm not necessarily in the same fight as them. I've never felt the need to distance myself from women who I think are totally irrelevant. You won't find me discussing the most crazy women who are just looking for my attention. You won't find me talking about them. So, I just want to say that there are going to be some serious consequences. And I'm going to enjoy every last minute of it. And we're going to start with John Pasuto and the Liberal Party. That's where we're starting. But that is just the beginning, as far as I'm concerned, because it's not okay to tell dangerous lies about somebody. It's not okay. Unfortunately, it's legally completely unsafe. And there are ways and means of ensuring that there are consequences for people that tell egregious lies about someone. So, happy days. Anyway, some Australian women said I make no difference, and how some bloke the other day on a space said, I left poor Australian women to fight things that they'd been winning so well beforehand. I don't remember the news stories that were created. I just don't. I don't remember it. I don't remember them being invited onto news programs and having really massive, very long articles in the Australian. I don't remember it. Basically, all we need to do to stop this nonsense is tell people it's happening and repeatedly tell people it's happening, and then they'll rise up. So, yeah. Anyway, much love to you. Oh, I did. Somebody said you've inspired me to sticker trolleys. I did that the other day. I actually did it when I was in a massive store with really fat handles. It was pretty ripe for stickering. So yeah. And look, I'm not. I Let me just say quite categorically, I've met I've met some pretty wonderful Australian women. Kath Deves, Moira Deeming, pretty wonderful Australian women who I can honestly say my night in Australia with Kath and Moira was amongst one of the most drunk, but one of the most brilliant nights I've ever had away from home. And it continues to be wonderful. So anyway, right, much love to you all. Look, if you can stand up, stick up for yourself, even when others will just pretend they don't know what's happening, then I promise we will win. If you can stand on your own 2 feet, right slap bang in the middle with dangerous waters all around you, and you can still think that it's okay to be right and completely alone, then I promise we will win. And do you know why else we're going to win? Because I never lose.